Greetings, students, and we're back for one more keywords and concepts video this week. Little unusual, not quite what we normally do. This is actually about history adjacent fields. So the documentary that we're watching this week uses a great deal of archaeology, which really is a friend of history, where they're not the same fields, they're not even in the same academic discipline, but they work together quite a bit. So I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to talk a little bit about that and what they add, because it's super helpful. So let's talk about archaeology first. Archaeology is actually in the anthropology field. Anthropology gets broken down into, I think, 4 separate fields, and it's anthropology, linguistics, archaeology, and studying old people, like Lucy and such. So they focus on things, literally, old stuff. Right? So they excavate sites, they find objects, sometimes they find bones, that kind of thing. Those are what the archaeologists are doing. They're looking at stuff, actual tangible things. In that group of humans are possibly the coolest group of humans, and if ever I was going to be jealous of a discipline that was not my own, it was going to be for experimental archaeology. This is the neatest stuff on the planet, guys. It really is. These folks recreate old technologies to see how they would have worked. I have seen some of the most fascinating stuff done in experimental archaeology. They've recreated Alexander the Great's armor using linen, and it was pretty effective. Like, it worked. It's how they determined a cause of death for some of the remains that they found at Jamestown. They figure out, how did our ancestors do this stuff? Like, how did they figure this out? How did it work? It's super neat. So we'll get to see a little bit of that in our documentary this week. So I wanted to make sure everybody was familiar with that. And then finally, the reason that we're seeing so much of this is around about the turn of the century in 2000 or so, we discovered Jamestown again. So here's what happened. The original site of Jamestown was ostensibly lost to history. We thought it had been washed into the river, to the James River, and that we would never find it again. Except we were looking in the wrong spot. Oops. So we found it again. Yay, us. So there was a huge excavation in Jamestown around about the turn of the century. And a lot of this footage and a lot of the information that we're getting in this documentary is coming from that. So I wanted to make everybody aware of the fact of the archaeology that is going on in this documentary and how it kind of holds hands with the field of history to help us recreate the past and understand what was really going on. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.